A very good evening to all. I hope I am live now. So, a very good evening, and I'll wait for a few minutes that everyone will join. We will start our session of today's part. Um, just give me a moment. Okay, perfect. So, I hope that you already have seen from the thumbnail as well as from the heading itself that the today's objective is about discussing and sharing some personal stuffs as well, I would say. But before I will move ahead, I really want you all to, first of all, give me the confirmation as well. My voice is not, I know it is not coming up very good because थोड़ा सा गला जो है वो खराब है मेरा अभी. But I think it is audible to each and everyone, whosoever is listening me live. And then we will start our discussion. It's not a technical session per se, it's just a discussion where I really want you all to be very much interactive in this session. I want you all to ask the questions if you have any, right? And I will share my own personal experiences with you all with respect to this topic, because I believe that this topic is really important nowadays to understand. It's very, very important that apart from having a technical knowledge, apart from having a very good skill set in terms of whatever domain you are interested in, we should be really focused on our personal brand value, because it really helps us in our career. So today I just want to share what things helped me to create my brand value whatever I have, and what things I will be working on in future in order to make it more versatile, make it more better, and what things I would recommend you all as per my experiences, and what things I am planning to work upon on myself, so that if you find something which is really helpful for you as well from all these points, maybe you can take a note and you can try it out for yourself. Because I think everyone's approach is different, I think everyone's way of thinking is different, I think everyone's thought process is different. But what I want is that if somehow I can help you in this part, because it's a very crucial aspect of our career, and if we will not pay attention in this aspect, that is personal branding, I think we are lagging somewhere. So nowadays, in today's era, only knowledge is not enough. I have said so many times in lot many talks as well wherever I go, that in today's era it's not something that okay we should know this much, if we have a good knowledge, if we are from IIT or if we are from any farm company, then everything is that brand value only. No, if you're not, if you're from tier 3 as college as well, if you're not from any farm company as well, you can create your own brand value. It's not compulsory that the person who is only from IIT or who is only from the farm companies or who has already cracked some bigger exams, only they have the brand value. Yes, they have more credibility, I can say, but everyone should pay attention in order to create their own personality, to create their own personal brands that people really give them the opportunity in their life. And let me tell you, with the help of this particular part, if you will just focus on your personal branding, I think you will be able to gain lot many opportunities in your life, right? So let's try to start our session. I think those who really want to join, they can join, and many people will join live after the session. Maybe they will check the recording part. So I will try to share my screen. But before I'll start, can you guys confirm to me, am I properly audible or not? आवाज थोड़ा सा मेरा डाउन लगेगा, थोड़ा सा अलग सा लगेगा क्योंकि मेरा थोड़ा गला खराब है, बट आई बिलीव दैट इट्स क्लियरली अंडरस्टैंडेबल. That is I think I believe, but please give me the confirmation, and then I'll start sharing my screen as well, and then maybe we can move ahead. uh Nishit Priya Bhatia, good evening Nishit, how are you? um मैम डेटा एनालिस्ट को पोर्टफोलियो वेबसाइट बनाने से हेल्प मिलता है ना? I'll talk about this question in the later part of the session of today's class. So I got the confirmation from the students that it is properly audible. So I'll try to now share my screen, and then I will move ahead. You guys can give me the confirmation for the screen sharing part as well. Okay, I think my screen is also visible to everyone. Yep, I have seen it as visible. Now, here, if you will observe, if you remember, on my channel, I have already created one playlist by the name of Career and Development. If you will go and check it out just now, also, you will be able to get that. So, if you will search Priya Bhatia on YouTube and directly go towards the playlist, you will be able to see that there is one playlist by the name of Career and Development. If you will go inside this playlist, you will be able to see all those discussions which I have already done in the past. For example, I have already taken one live session on LinkedIn profile, which is again a very important aspect for our career, and it plays a very, very important role. I have talked about how we can create an impressive resume, right? I have talked about GitHub profile. I have talked about a lot many skill sets. I have talked about interviews part. There are so many things which I have talked about. I think you can explore from this playlist itself. And today's video, the art of personal branding for career development, is also there inside this particular playlist itself. So if there is anyone or someone who really want to check it out after the session as well, at any point of time in future, maybe for the revision per se, maybe to just explore what is there inside this video, you can go and check it out from this playlist. That's the point number one. Now, moving ahead to the next important point, the question is that now, why in today's era, why I'm saying that personal branding plays a very important role. See, in this channel, we usually have a lot many technical sessions, right? We usually used to talk about so many technical things that, maybe it is with respect to DSA, maybe it is with respect to data science, maybe it is with respect to Python programming language. I have taken a lot many recorded plus live sessions on my channel, but I always say that just having that technical knowledge is not enough. I believe it's very important for me also to make you guys aware that only technical knowledge with respect to anything is not at all enough, at least in today's time, where the world is very competitive, where I think everyone, it's not that I know many stuffs. I think maximum people, maximum students you will observe, even from tier 3 colleges also know so many stuffs nowadays. It really amazed me. So what differentiates you between you versus that particular guy or that particular girl? You have to always ask this question from yourself. And I think this is the answer. This is the answer. The person who knows how they can create themselves in front of anyone is someone who will be able to move ahead as comparable to the other person. So the person who will pay attention in their personal branding, I believe, in their personal branding, I believe, he or she will be definitely take a very big lead as comparable to his or her colleague, right? So nowadays it's very, very important to have a real focus on this particular aspect as well. It's a very, very important aspect for our career per se. Now, what is the meaning of personal branding? Many people feel that if we will create a good LinkedIn profile, if we will create a good resume, if we will create a very strong GitHub profile, the task is done. And that is what I have talked about in my career and development playlist. I have talked about how we can create a good LinkedIn profile, how we can create a better impressive resumes, how we can create a good GitHub profile. I think that's true that these profiles plays a very important role whenever we are talking about our career, because obviously when you are applying for any of the job role, how an interviewer will be able to see that who you are, how authentic you are. I think these profiles, these things will help them know that who you are actually, right? But you can ask me one question, that is this enough? If I will be having a good LinkedIn profile, if I will be able to create a good resume via overleaf, or if I will be having a good projects on my GitHub, is that enough? What is your answer? Is that enough for our, to in order to create our good personal brand? Is that enough? So the first thing which we have discussed is why is that important, and we have seen that nowadays it's not that people don't have a knowledge. People have knowledge. Now if let's say someone is having a knowledge and you also have a knowledge, how will you able to differentiate between this you with respect to that person? The answer is personal branding. The person who is having a good personal brand value, obviously he or she will get the better opportunity. So why? The simple answer is to get better opportunities in our life. It's very, very important to understand the value of personal branding. Now, the question is how we will be able to create our personal brand. Many people can say to me that, Priya, if I will be able to crack IIT, maybe the JE or maybe the GATE exam, and if I will be able to learn from any good institute, at least in India, it values a lot, I have a good personal brand. Some person can come to me and he or she can say that, okay, I'm not from a good college, but if I will be able to go to maybe companies like Google, Meta, Netflix, these companies which pays well, which is having a very good reputation outside India or in India, maybe I will be having a good personal brand. Like these factors many people usually observe, they don't even sometimes see the money factor. Just to get the personal branding value, they go and check it, explore these opportunities just to get that name in their resume. Yes or no? Am I saying it correct? I think many people have this thing in their head also. There are so many people who are from IITs and they are not really worried about going in the Fang or Mang companies as comparable to those people who are not from IITs. Am I saying it correctly or not? Because what I have explored is that many people in IITs, they are really looking for building a startup, they are looking for entrepreneurship, but as comparable to the people who are from tier 2 tier 3 colleges, they really want to look for the Fang or Mang companies because they are saying that we are not from a good college, at least we should have a good name of company in our resume. Is that our mentality? Yes or no? Am I saying it correctly or there is something wrong in my statement? You guys can let me know. Maybe you have something other than that, you can please let me know, right? So Nitish is saying that he has already explored my playlist. I think this is what he wants to say, and it's really well and help him to get the calls. I think yes, this playlist I already have posted on my LinkedIn account also. I think few days back only I have mentioned that this playlist have played a very important role in many people getting the calls. There are so many messages which I got on LinkedIn personally to me that this how this playlist will help them to get the calls, right? By regularly sharing our knowledge in terms of blog, article, content creation, sharing our work, this helps in personal brand building. Okay. Yeah, this is another factor which he's talking about. But I think maximum people, whatever statement I have just now talked about, agrees with me that this is what our mindset is all about, right? Either we in India focused on getting IITs, right? Or we just focused on cracking, you know, uh, the farm companies, Fang or Mang, whatever you will say. I'm talking about here the corporate jobs, okay? I'm not talking about uh, other aspects like UPSC. And there are other stuffs also, there are other competitive exams also. UPSC exam is there, there are IPS, IAS, and so on. As of now, just focus on whatever our audience is all about. So many people are either focused on getting into IITs, or if they won't be able to crack the IITs, they are very interested in going to Fang or Mang companies. ठीक है. But if you will be able to get either this or that, yes, it will really help you in order to build your personal brand value. That's for sure. But do you think that if a person is from a very good college, or if person have cracked some big exam, or is working in some bigger company, and once he will be able to get done with that, then automatically everything will be done? वो कहते हैं ना, आईआईटी निकल गया तो लाइफ सेट है, मेटा अमेजोन जैसी कंपनीज में हो गया तो लाइफ सेट है, तो क्या एक्चुअल में हमारी लाइफ सेट है उसके बाद? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? If let's say today, assume that you will be able to get a admission in a very good IIT, maybe IIT Bombay you will be able to get, or let's assume that you will be able to get a job in Mang companies. Do you think that your life is set? No, I think it's a very big illusion. If someone feels that life will be sorted after that, they will be able to get a bigger brand value via the name of some other person, some other college, some other company. I think it's a complete myth. Why I'm saying so? Because I have experienced that personally. So what I'm saying is that I think, if you will ask me that is this thing help, I will say yes. I'm not denying the fact that this thing will not help. This thing will help definitely, but only with that thing. If you will keep on saying that, okay, I am from this college, I am from this company, I am from this, you can't have that personal branding until the end of your life. You have to do some work on top of it. You have to show at every point of time your credibility. You can't talk about your past thing again and again and again and again in your future as well. Okay, you achieve something, that's completely fine, you are credible, but it's not that once you achieve something in the complete upcoming 20-25 years until you are living, you will keep on saying the same thing. Does that make sense? Not at all. So what does that mean? The simple meaning of this complete point is that we have to do our karma at every point, at every phase of our life. Whether you are an IITian or not, whether you are from a very good college or not, whether you are from a very good company or not, whether you are building your own startup or not, whether you are an entrepreneur or not, once you achieve something, it's a past. You have to work upon the present part to achieve something more on top of that. At any point of time, if you will feel like that, okay, now I'm done with that, I have achieved so bigger thing, I think at that point of time your growth will stop. Kisi time pe if you will feel like that now you have enough knowledge of anything, it means that this is the point where you are saying to yourself that my growth is stopped now. So if you will observe that there is a difference between a person who is very wise versus a person who is having a very big ego, the person who is very wise, you will observe one important trait in him or her, कि वो बहुत विनम्र होंगे. They are very calm, patient in terms of explaining the things, as comparable to the person who is having a very very big attitude towards that, okay, I'm from this college, I'm from this company, I'm from that background. And I think at that point of time, everything towards them will start falling down. So that is the first important point which you have to understand, that never ever underestimate yourself if you're not from a very good college, or if you are working in any startup as comparable to any mang company. This is what I feel, this is what I am sharing to you all. Very first important point. What we usually observe is that कि हम आईआईटी से तो है ही नहीं, या फिर हमने बड़ी कंपनीज में, बाय सेइंग दैट बड़ी कंपनीज फार्म कंपनीज में तो काम किया ही नहीं, तो हमारी तो पर्सनल ब्रांड वैल्यू हो ही नहीं सकती. We always pre-assume this thing, and this is the pre-assumption that we have. But you will never ever observe that there are so many people who are working in bigger companies and not from IITs. There are so many people who are working in a bigger companies. They are not from very good background. There are so many people who have created their own startups, have not worked in their past in a very big companies. So anything can happen. It's just the belief that we have within ourselves. So very first important point is that if you have any perception like this, that if you're not from this IITs, or if you're not from having this experience in your resume of farm companies, you can't create your personal brand. That is a false statement. It's a very big myth which you are saying to yourself, or which outside people are saying to you. Very very important point. Okay. Now with this, let's try to understand that what things we will be able to focus on in order to create our personal brand value, or what things I have already focused on, and I will in future also focus on, in order to create my brand value also in a very good manner, right? So let's get started. But before starting, it's very very important to understand that creating our own brand is not a race. I have observed so many people, the youngsters nowadays, they usually mail me, and I got some of the mails from my juniors, and they say that, today I have created my LinkedIn profile, and I really want to have this much followers in my profile by next week, by 2 weeks. What should I do? So it's not a race, it's kind of a marathon that you have to do in a long term. So you have to be consistent, and you have to be very patient. Consistency is very very important in terms of creating your own brand value. Now, what things you have to make sure that you will be able to do, so that you will be able to have a very good brand value, personal branding, you will be able to create. The very first important point is, you need to pick your niche. Pick your niche. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? See, you can't be expert in each and every domain. Again, I have listened so many statements like this from many of the youngsters nowadays, that I want to become a good data analyst, I want to become a good data scientist, I want to become a good front end developer, I want to become a good back end developer, I want to be good in DSA, I want to be good in XYZ stuffs. You can't be good in each and everything. Always remember, no one is good in everything. If you will ask me that do you have any idea about front end or back end development, I will say no. To be very frank, I have not worked with JavaScript. I have not worked with front end and back end development. So what I'm trying to convey here is that you have to pick your one niche, and you need to gain expertise over that niche. By saying expertise means, when you are saying that okay, I am expert in this domain, you are actually expert in that domain. You should have a end to end idea about what things you are trying to convey in that particular part. For example, if you are a data scientist, if you are calling yourself as a data scientist, you should know the end to end flow of how mathematically, how implementation wise things are working on, how machine learning things are going on, how deep learning things are going on, how NLP things are going on, what is the connection between all these domains. In that also, which particular domain you are specifically interested in, and you in which particular domain you have particularly worked a lot. So all these things you have to take care of. You can't have a very high expectation from yourself that okay, I will be expert in each and every domain. If you have, obviously you will be lowering down your motivation, because definitely you will face a trouble, because you can't be expert in each and every domain. So pick your niche. Like, you should, people should know you by your niche. For example, if I will say that, how you know me, how you know me, so you will say that okay, some people will say that okay, I know you by mentoring. Some people will say I know you as a data scientist. Some people will say that okay, you have taught me DSA. Now if you will observe to me, all these things are interconnected with each other. DSA, data science, mentoring, I'm doing everything in one domain, right? I'm not picking up that okay, I'm doing data science, and then on the other hand I'm saying that I am a dancer, or I am a singer, or maybe I'm teaching that front and back end development as well. No, I can't, right? I have to pick my one niche. For that, maybe you can pursue your masters as well. For example, what path I have chosen is, I have tried to do my masters. And that's why I have done my masters from IIT Hyderabad. And that too in the specialization of AI. Why is that so? Because I want to be specialized in one domain. I want to get a expertise of one domain. If I want, I can do masters in normal computer science as well. That is also an option. But I didn't pick up that option at that point of time, because I want to pick my niche so that everyone is aware about the fact that okay, she's interested in this particular domain. And according to that niche only, I have curated my projects, I have taken my thesis project, I have published my research paper on that domain itself. It's not like that I'm doing my masters in AI and I am creating a project of some other domain. Always remember, the wider thing you will do, you will be able to confuse yourself. You have to be strict in terms of your domain itself. First of all, just give me a moment. I hope this part is clear to everyone. Shall we move to the next important part? The next important thing is, after picking up your niche, okay, you have done your expertise. Maybe you have uh, an experience in the companies working in that specific domain, or you have done your masters in that domain. Anything, any path you can pick up. The next important point is, the very important point is that whenever you are working in any of the company, or whenever you are pursuing any of the master's degree or PhD degree, always remember that you know you will be able to do that task only when you are good in terms of your health. I have seen so many people. When I'm saying so many people, I mean it. You must have seen many people uh, who are the CEOs of the companies. You must have seen many people who are already cracked the IITs. You must have seen so many people who are working in a very good companies. I always see that, it's not difficult to crack something. It's difficult to sustain in that point. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लोग आईआईटी जाने के लिए कितना एफर्ट करते हैं ना, कितने बड़े बड़े एग्जाम्स क्रैक करते हैं, उसमें भी अच्छी रैंक लानी पड़ती है, तब जाके हमारा एडमिशन होता है. बट आईआईटीज में जाने के बाद ऐसा क्या होता है कि दे अटेम्प्ट द सुसाइड. सिमिलरली, लोग कितना एफर्ट करते हैं गूगल जैसी कंपनीज में जाने के लिए या फिर मेटा जैसी कंपनीज में जाने के लिए, और वहां पे वो उस प्रेशर को हैंडल ही नहीं कर पाते. दे वोंट बी एबल टू हैंडल दैट प्रेशर pretty well. What happens? Why they again picked up in their life as a depression की गोलियां खा रहे हैं, और या फिर सुसाइड अटेम्प्ट्स वहां पर भी होते हैं. You must have heard these news. Yes or no? Have you heard these things? That many people who are going after cracking IITs, after cracking bigger companies, they are attempting suicides, or they are taking medicines of depression in order to avoid the stress which they are feeling in their environment. Yes or no? So the important point is that it's not only important to crack that thing, whatever you want to achieve in your life. More important is that how will you able to sustain that thing after cracking that part. For that, you have to be healthy. When I'm saying healthy, I'm talking about mental, as well as physical, as well as emotional, as well as emotional. You have to be healthy in all these aspects, even in terms of finances also, I would say. Financial, all these are the parts of healthy, living. When I'm saying healthy living, all these things I'm including. If you're not aware about your mental health, your physical health, your financial health, your emotional health, I think whatever thing you will achieve in your life, even you will be able to crack any UPSC exam, even you will be able to crack any big IITs, even you will be able to crack any bigger companies, even you will be able to, become the CEO of your startup. If you're not healthy, nothing is worth it in your life. Yes or no? Yes or no? So please try to pay attention of your health. For that, eat healthy, eat nutritious food. Nowadays, we are staying far away from our home. So please try to cook food at your flat itself. Don't eat outside food on a daily basis. Maybe once in a week or once in a month is fine. And that too, you can have a better option outside also, rather than eating burger, pizza, and all those stuffs. Similarly, by saying physical health, please try to go to a walk, go to a gym, have some Zumba classes. There are so many options we have nowadays. Dance classes, whatever thing you are liking it, badminton playing, anything which stays, which helps you to make you healthy, fit. Now, when you're fit, you will always feel confident that, okay, my physique is good. I'm looking good in front of camera. I can talk very easily. If you are uh, having obesity, obviously first of all you will lowering down your confidence, then other people will lower down that how you're looking, right? If you're looking good, if you're wearing good, we feel confident, right? Yes, I am looking good, right? We will be confident. And if, let's say, you are having a fat and you know that I'm looking fatty, many people you will observe that those people who are having a fat, they always be underconfident. They feel like that, okay, what other person is thinking about me. So why we will not able to avoid these things in our life? It's very easy. Life is very simple, but we usually complicate our life, right? Similarly, emotional health. When I'm saying emotional and mental, these things are interrelated. Try to talk to your loved ones. Don't get that much busy in your academia, in your professional life, that you avoid your parents, talking with your parents, talking with your loved ones, talking with your friends. You have to balance each and everything. I hope you all remember the concept of AVL tree, red black tree, self-balancing trees. What usually happens in those trees? That at any point of time, whenever there is a imbalance, balancing will happen, rotation will happen to make it balance. Similarly, whenever you feel like that, okay, in your life, some disbalance is there in terms of your work and life, you have to, put some extra effort to make it balance, again and again. And everyone is trying to do that. No one is having a master's in all those stuffs. Similarly, financial. If you are earning well, if you are in a phase of earning and you are bachelors, I know you are not having that much as of now finances, but by buying iPhone, by buying extra things which are not that much helpful, that much useful on the basis of EMI, taking a loan, it's very easy to get a loan nowadays, right? We are having a credit cards and we can easily do any kind of a purchase that we want, even though we will be having very less salary. And many people are in a trap of that. They're taking the things which are not of use as well, just to show other person that okay, I have this smartphone, I have this iPhone, I have this iPad, and many more things are there. All these things are distraction. If you can afford it, that's great. If you can't afford it, please avoid. And try to save at least I would say 20 to 30% of your salary. Please try to save, because these things will help you in the future. You don't know at any point of time firing will happen, and you don't have a salary, right? You don't have a backup. Again, you have to call your parents and you have to trouble them for that part. Why not to today, if we have a good job, if we are working somewhere, if we're getting some good salary, why not to save that salary for that time? And bad time will come for everyone. It's not for you and me, it can come for everyone, right? At any point of time, these things can happen to you. Some bad health issue can happen with respect to you or your family. And at that point of time, if you have that financial backup with you, you will be easily able to reinvent yourself at that phase, right? So please make sure that you will be able to focus on these aspects. Again, very very critical, very very important. Shall we move ahead to the third important point? Try to build your visibility. Try to build your visibility via social media platforms, or maybe via your storytelling skills, or maybe you can go for, if you really like that, if you're good with that, your public speaking skills, your mentoring skills. You need to build your visibility. Now, when I'm saying social media platforms, it can be Instagram, it can be LinkedIn, where you can share your things, your knowledge, right? On LinkedIn, I always say that try to share your knowledge, whatever you are gaining. If you're learning from any YouTube video, maybe tag that YouTuber and tag what things you have learned. So you're trying to increase your so what happens usually when you tag someone? So if let's say you are taking some XYZ person and that is an influencer, he or she is having a lot many followers, and let's say you don't have. So even that person, if he or she will like your post or comment your post, automatically his or her followers also can see your post. So what happens? It will increase your reachability, your visibility. Similarly, at any point of time, if you're getting a chance of public speaking, of doing a mentorship, of uh, explaining something with the help of your storytelling skills, try to take that opportunity. You never know which thing hits in your life, and you will be able to gain your visibility by that point. Always remember that thing. you know uh, I remember in 2020, I had no idea. I was very sure that I will do masters at that point of time, and already have given my gate exam. And after giving the gate exam, I was very free. I don't know now what to do. I left my full time job at that point of time, and I got an opportunity from LinkedIn. One person from Aineron pinged me at that point of time, and they told me that they required a person who can teach DSA to the students. And before 2020, I never ever imagined that I will teach at any point of time. I was good in teaching because I used to teach to my younger brother that I have, but I never ever taught in a public platform. And then they told me that there is a Einron channel that we have, and there you have to teach DSA. I was like that. I don't know how will I communicate to the people in a public platform. At that point of time, I was not very confident about myself, and I just taken a risk. I thought that if I will say yes, what will happen in worst case scenario? I will not speak in a good manner. Maybe people will not appreciate me. Maybe they will laugh at me. In the worst case scenario, this is what will happen. If I will say no, what will happen? I will not able to experience anything in this particular entire thing of mentoring world. And I took a risk. I thought, let it go, let's see what will happen. In the morning they called me, in the evening I had a session on the YouTube live on the Iron channel, I remember today also. And I went there, and I spoke for 1 hour. I talked about what is DSA, why DSA is required, what is the benefit of that, some real time applications I have taught to them. Internally, I was shivering at that point of time because that was the first time I have ever started, talking in a public platform. And no one knows me at that point of time who is Priya Bhatia and what she is doing. That was the first encounter. And you don't believe me, so many times I fumbled. I was very underconfident, but in front of the camera, I was just speaking. I was just speaking. And that video hits so many people, and people appreciate that video so much on LinkedIn, that this is what she taught, why DSA is required. And she taught in such a way that we will be able to understand each and everything. That was the turning point for my life, where I thought that why should not I continue teaching till the very end of my life. That was the turning point of my life. If, let's say, if I will not take the risk at that point of time, today I was not having my own YouTube channel. Today I was not teaching to so many bigger companies. I will not able to collaborate with them. I will not able to gain that much money which I am getting today, to be very frank. So everything and anything is possible because on that day I have taken a risk. And because of that risk, I will be able to gain so many good things in my life. Now today many people knew me. When I go to market, many people interact with me that, okay, you are Priyana, you are Priyana, we have watched your that playlist, this playlist, we have learned a lot from you, and so on. And all those things I definitely missed if I have not taken a chance. So what happened on that day is I started talking publicly. That helped me to become visible to the audience. Whatever knowledge I had in 2020 as well, but I was underconfident. I thought that maybe I don't have enough knowledge, but people appreciated that thing. So from there, I have not looked back. And that was the point where I started teaching to you guys. And today, if you will observe, it's been, I think, 3 years, and there was no looking back. And now I'm having a plan that I will not left teaching at all in future as well. Until the end of your life, of my life, I will not end my teaching because I really like it. But until or unless I will not taught anyone, how do I get to know that, okay, this is how I teach. This is how students love me. This is how they praised me, right? So you have to build your visibility. So this was my story, this was my turning point. Similarly, you have to take your risk. You have to bring attention to the people that, okay, you have this particular ability. And believe me, no one will ask you which college you belong from. At that point of time, I was not from IIT Hyderabad. After that only I got admission. At that point of time, I didn't have a very good background as well. Okay, I have a good knowledge, that's fine. But I didn't belong to a tier 1 city. I am from very tier 3 city from Bhiwani. So nothing bigger that I have in that 2020. Okay, today I have some brand value also. Today I have some bigger names in my profile also. But at that point of time, believe me, nothing I have. And no one even asked me. What students are looking for is that how beautifully she explained things, how better she will be able to communicate with us, how better she will be able to connect with us. And that connection is what they required. And that connection I will be able to make. And that's what you have to think. Okay? So always remember that if you will be able to build your visibility in front of your social media platforms, maybe LinkedIn, maybe YouTube, maybe Instagram, anything, and you will be able to connect to the audience. And how will be able to connect that? Maybe by storytelling skills. This is very important because when you go to the movie and if the story is good, you will be able to remember that movie, right? Today also, if I'll ask from you that जो मूवी थी दिलवाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे, उसकी क्या स्क्रिप्ट थी, क्या कैसे क्या 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 चीजें हुई थी, आप सब मुझे बता दोगे, राइट? क्योंकि स्टोरी इतना अच्छा था, रोमांटिक था, सब चीजें थी, राइट? ऐसा ही जिंदगी में होता है. So if you will be able to communicate in a way that you are talking in a storytelling manner, people will remember you. अगर आप बोरिंग से तरीके से बताओगे, no one will be able to remember your story, right? So that is very, very important. And this is what you have to learn when you will start communicating with each other. That connect you have to make with the people, with the audience. And in order to make a proper connect, you have to be truthful. अगर आप कुछ झूठी चीजें बता रहे हो तो लोगों को पता चल जाएगा कि तू फालतू में फेक रहा है, शो कर रहा है या शो कर रही है। अगर आप सच्चे हो, अगर आप सच्चाई के साथ चीज़ों को कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हो, तो पीपल स्टार्ट एप्रिशिएटिंग दैट कि हाँ, ये बड़ी सिंपल सा बंदा है, बंदी है, जो है वो बताते हैं, जो नहीं पता वो मना कर देते हैं। सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट विद द ऑडियंस, यू हैव टू बी वेरी ट्रूथफुल विद द ऑडियंस। व्हाटएवर यू नो, try to communicate. Whatever you don't know, don't feel shy. Just directly communicate that I'm not aware about this fact. Right? I hope this part is also clear to everyone. Shall we move ahead to the next important point? Point number 4. Continuously improve yourself. That is the hunger. एक ही चीज में आप लोगों को हंगर होना चाहिए, या मैं कहूँ ग्रीडी होना चाहिए. That is the learning. That is the learning. If there is someone who will say that, okay, I have cracked this much in my life, I have cracked UPSC, I have cracked IITs, I have cracked a bigger companies, and now I am the biggest person in the whole world. Again, फेक रहा है वो बंदा, सच में. You have to be, you have to, distance yourself from that person. If you have anyone like this kind of attitude in your group also, try to stay away from that, even how much he or she is very close to you, because this kind of attitude will really hamper your life. You should always be surrounded by those people who are eager to learn, who are curious to learn new things, who are continuously trying to improve themselves, who knows that, okay, today I will learn this or that. Even he or she is the CEO of the company, even he or she has learned and achieved so many bigger things in their life. Still, if you are talking to them, you feel very humble nature towards you. They are talking in a very humble manner, right? And they're talking like, okay, I want to learn this thing, I want to learn that thing, today I don't know this thing. They should have something in their head that, okay, this is what I want to learn in my life. If you're getting this kind of attitude from any of your friend, that, okay, I am biggest in this particular domain, now please stay away from me, I know everything, I know each and everything, whatever you are saying, I know. Stay away from that kind of people. A very great advice I'm giving you today. Because I have seen not many people like this as well. This kind of attitude that, okay, I know everything. Please don't explain to me. So please try to be very humble, and please try to think that, okay, what things other than that I can learn. I have learned this much. Always remember that there is always a scope of learning, and there is no one in this entire world who can say that, okay, I have learned each and everything in the entire whatever things are there. So continuously you have to improve yourself, you have to be in demand to the market. For example, today chat gpt come, tomorrow some other tool will come. You should know that how these things are working internally. You should know that if in future you want to make use of these things, how you can use that. Next important point, continuously continuously earn credentials. Very, very important, very, very important. What is the meaning of this? Okay, let's say ki let me again take my example, because I don't want to take any xyz person's example. I think you will also feel corrected if I'll take my example rather than I will take some any other xyz person. तो सारी चीजें मैं अपने से रिलेट करके बताती हूँ आप लोगों को. लेट्स से कि मैंने एक टाइम पे आईआईटी क्रैक कर लिया. लेट्स से मैंने एक टाइम पे एक स्कॉलरशिप क्रैक कर ली और मुझे काफी अच्छा खासा अमाउंट मिला. लेट्स से मैंने एक टाइम पे एक रिसर्च पेपर लिख दिया. लेट्स से मैंने कंपनी क्रैक करी. लेट्स से कि मेरे को इतने का पैकेज मिला. लेट्स से कि मैंने इतना फाइनेंशियली बैकअप भी इकट्ठा कर लिया, ये वो ये. लेट्स से मैंने कोई सर्टिफिकेशन ले लिया. अब मान लो मैं बैठ जाती हूँ, टुडे आई विल सिट एंड आई विल से टू यू ऑल दैट आई हैव अर्नड दिस मच थिंग्स इन माय लाइफ. नाउ तो आई एम द सुपर हीरो ऑफ दिस एंटायर वर्ल्ड. Will you guys respect me? Will you guys stay connected with me? Will you guys appreciate me? Maybe by looking into the credentials of the past, you will say that okay, now she is really good. But if I will not again and again show my credibility to you every year, every quarter, you will feel like that okay, now she doesn't know this much things. She has the credibility in the past, but today she doesn't have. So at every phase of your life, we have to earn the credentials, that why people will respect you, why people will listen to you, why people will follow your channel, why people will follow you on LinkedIn, what learnings you have. You can't appreciate your past achievements in the present or in the future. You have to again and again earn the credentials of your achievement, of doing your hard work. Then only people will appreciate you, people will respect you. मे बी आपके फ्रंट में आके वो अच्छी चीजें बोल दें आप लोगों को आपको, बट मुझे नहीं लगता कि बैकग्राउंड में जाके अगर मैंने आज काम करना बंद कर दिया, मे बी मैंने यूट्यूब वीडियोस डालनी बंद कर दी, मे बी मैंने ऑफिस से काम करना बंद कर दिया, या फिर मैं बस आराम से अपना मजे ले रही हूँ लाइफ के, तो क्या आप लोग उस चीज से मोटिवेशन मिलेगा? किसी को नहीं मिलेगा. पीपल विल से व्हाट शी इज डूइंग. She has done something amazing in the past, but this is not the credibility that okay, now we will follow her in the entire life. और ऐसा ही सबके साथ में होता है. There are so many people, I will not name anyone here on this particular platform, but I think many people will be able to understand that there are so many people we have seen in the public platforms, influential people I am saying, that they have earned respect because they had credentials in the past, but today they had no respect. मे बी कंट्रोवर्सी हो रही है, जानबूझ के चीजें करी जा रही हैं सो दैट दे कैन ग्रो देयर चैनल. I don't think that this is a good way, right, to achieve anything in your life. So rather than doing that different kind of task which is not at all authentic, not at all moral values associated, why not to do something which we feel motivated, which other person feel motivated? Okay, so try to continuously achieve something in your life. At least you should have an objective that okay, now I know this thing, now I will focus on different domain, different criteria, different things. For example, I remember when I completed my masters, at that point of time I had one thought in my head that whatever knowledge I have in technical aspect, that's fine, I'll take more knowledge on top of that. But apart from this, I will take a knowledge on financial part, because at that point of time I was not very good in the how we can do the investing, because what I feel is that colleges usually taught us a lot of knowledge, but like how we can get a job. But many colleges I feel in India that won't teach us how we can invest that particular money which we got from the office, right, from the whatever hard work we are doing on a daily basis. So that knowledge was missing in me. I have worked before joining master's program 1 year, and I remember that I didn't able to save anything out of my that 1 year journey. I didn't have a track also where my money is going. And from that 1 year, I have learned something, that once I completed my master's, because in master's I'm not getting that much enough money. I was very sure that after completion of my master, obviously I will be able to get a good package, and I will be able to gain a lot of money every month. So I will, you know, take maybe proper courses, follow some channels, and try to learn how I can do the investment. And that's where I started my journey of learning the investing. So you should have something in your head that what things you're missing still now, and you want to learn those things, right? So this is very very important. Next important point: be ready to reinvent yourself at any phase of your life. At any phase of your life. Why is that so? You must have seen many people who are having a very big age. Still, they are, doing masters or PhD. And you must have heard from those people that, age is not a number. If you want to learn something, you can go and join college, and, you can reinvent yourself. Maybe you will observe that there are some people who are working in a very good company, and they resign from that company to join something new, to start their something own, right? So, at any phase of your life, You should have that risk capability that, okay, considering these factors, I can reinvent myself. I used to follow the channel of, you know, Ankur Wariku. I know many people must have heard his name. He's very famous guy, and if you will follow his channel and if you will, see his videos, a lot many number of times he emphasizes on this point that uh, at the age of 24 he left his phd which he planned initially that he will do outside India in the US. Even though he got the scholarship, but he was not feeling happy, he came back to India and started his journey. Then he joined the startup. He resigned from that. He joined some good company. He resigned from that and joined startup. Then he became the CEO of the one company. Then again at the age of 40, I think he left, or there is some firing going on, and after that he left completely that company. And then he again reinvent himself and try to launch his own courses. And today he's sitting and earning crores of rupees per month. So this is what is his journey is all about. And whenever I heard this thing, I was quite amazed. Like, what makes him to reach to this point of time now? Today, if you will observe, he is having 2 million plus followers in every social media platform, and he said in one of the video that he is the fourth person in India who is having this much followers after Narendra Modi, and there are few many people who he said. So if you will observe, the only capability which he had is that power of reinventing at every phase of his life. Even though doesn't matter he is married or he's unmarried, he is having his own kids or not, he tried to each and every passing day has the capability to reinvent himself, right? Even when COVID came. Yes or no? So this is something which is very, very important. So please try to have that capability, that risk-taking power, that you can reinvent yourself at any phase of your life. Yes. And the last important point with that I will wrap up my session is, whatever thing you are doing in your life, you must always ask one question, that am I adding value to others' life with my work? If the answer is yes, if the answer is yes, it means that you are doing a great job. You're doing a great work. And money will follow you. Don't worry about that money part, that package part. That will automatically follow you if you start adding values to others' life. By doing whatever work you are doing in your life, just ask one question at the end of the day, that am I adding any value to others' life? If the answer is yes, you are doing a great job. Please continue doing that until the end of your life. If the answer is no, please explore other things. There are nowadays so many opportunities which we can explore and we can do, and we can get some amazing things out of that. I don't think that, you know, getting the money or having a very good package is a big deal nowadays. What is a big deal is that whether we will be able to have that values in ourselves first, which makes us which makes us a very good human being, and that same values can we give to others as well, can we pass on the similar kind of values to others as well, so that other people will also feel the same kind of moral values within themselves. Because there is a big gap of good human beings nowadays. That's what I feel. Everyone is uh, you know very much self possessed with himself or herself, and so much competitive everyone is that they don't have a growth mindset. Everyone is just jealous with respect to some other person, even though they are from their family members, or they are their friends, or they are their outsider strangers also. Everyone is feeling jealous with respect to the others achievement. What we have to focus is on our achievement, and how we can make our better version of ourselves, how we can be better as comparable to the previous day that we are, or that we were, right? So this is what all about the today's session. I think apart from having whatever sessions I have taken, I haven't talked about these points which I have talked about today. With respect to my journey, I have shared lot many personal stuffs with you all. I think before this session, I haven't shared these things with anyone publicly. So I feel that with respect to these things, these points, you will be able to get a better understanding of now how actually we can build our own personal brand. And I think if you have these much uh, you know uh, you know features in within you, and if you don't have, if you will be able to gain that with time, I think you will be able to become a better version of yourself. And then people will not call you with the name of IIT or with the name of any farm or monk companies. They will call you with your name, and your name is a brand. Your name will become brand. If I feel very good if someone will call with me to me by the name of Priya Bhatia, rather than calling me that okay, she's working there, or she's from this particular college. What makes me happy is that okay, that person knows me, not by my education, not by my qualification, not by my which company I'm working on, but by my name, Priya Bhatia. That's what I think everyone's feeling should be. And that's what I think my future objective is all about. I don't want to have a brand value via this company I have worked on, or this college I am from. I really want to create my own brand value with my own values. I think these values will attract you also, and you will be able to gain these stuffs, and you will also share this and pass on this with other person, and that's how the community will be built up, right? So I hope that this session will be really helpful with you all. This is not a technical person session. I think this is something apart from this. If you really like this session, please do share these points in the comment section of this video, that what points you have learned from this session, which will help other people who will watch after this particular live session to get the understanding that what things she has discussed. It would really help me also in future to get an idea that what points I have covered up, right? uh Now I will take the questions if anyone is having. So Siddharth is saying, I thought I was an exceptional student in school. Now, after I have completed my masters, I feel pretty ordinary. That's what happened. See, बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि if you went to big colleges or good colleges, what thing you will be able to gain? I think the very first thing is that if you are overconfident about yourself, and if you're feeling like that, okay, you are someone who knows everything, you're exceptional, that illusion you will be able to vanish down once you enter a very good college or a very good university or a very good environment of fang or mang companies, because you are dealing now with similar kind of brains, right? So I think that that is what the same experience I also have encountered in my journey. uh Please make a video on inferential statistics, PDF, CMF, PMF, ABAF testing. Okay, sure. I think inferential stats regarding hypothesis testing I have already talked about, but PDF, CMF, PMF, AB testing, ANOVA, chi-square, these things are pending. Covariance also I think I have already covered up, but still I'll check it out. Remaining topics definitely we will try to take it step by step. I'll try to take the live sessions, or I'll try to cover up in the recorded part. As of now, I have paused the recording because my sound is not coming up good. After few days, once I will be properly fine, I will be able to start working on creating the recorded videos, and then you will be able to get more videos on the YouTube channel, right? Thank you so much, Nikhil. डेटा एनालिस्ट को पोर्टफोलियो वेबसाइट बनाने से हेल्प मिलती है? It's not only data analyst. I think if you have your own profile with respect to any of the uh, domain you are working on, that will be really helpful. I remember before joining the corporate, I always have my own website, priyabhatia.com. Now it is down, where I usually write it down whatever things I have done in the past, whatever achievements I have, all the academia journey, I used to write it down. So if you will be able to create your own website by WordPress or any, there are so many platforms nowadays with the help of which we can create our own website by buying the domain name. So if you can create that, that's always a plus point. And once you will be good in your journey, and if you will be able to gain a personal branding, after that point of time it's not that much required. But in the initial phase, if you have your own website, that is always helpful, not only for a data analyst, but for everyone. So if your starting journey is there, if you have your starting journey, I think you can directly create your own website, that will always be a plus point, right? So I think please do hit like button, do share this video with each and every one, and do share your in your comment section whatever queries if you have, and whatever feedback you want to share. It would really help me to understand your mentality also with respect to each and every live session which I'm taking on. Okay, so with this, let's end today's live session. I will see you all very soon at the upcoming live where we will discuss further important aspects with respect to our career. Bye bye everyone, and see ya, take care.